Welcome to Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is episode 3 of our playthrough, and we are in a tight spot right now. We came here as an expedition, and right now, as far as we know, Gustave is the only survivor. Can you imagine the headspace of Gustave right now? That's why he went into shock. Most of his team was killed right in front of his face, and now he is the only sole survivor as far as he knows, and he has to somehow make his way to the paintress, who is pretty much a goddess who is able to erase lives at a whim, and he alone is supposed to stop her. I don't know about you guys, but in the same position, I would be feeling quite hopeless, and this is what we're seeing with Gustave right now. This is not how things were supposed to go, so let's continue on forward and see if there's any way that we can turn the tables here and reignite a sense of hope, because right now we're running on empty. Now, as we make our way through this incredibly beautiful world, I mean, great job by the designers here in creating this environment. It is incredibly immersive. It seems to be brimming with life, yet we know that a lot of death is surrounding our protagonist here. So that was our first introduction to combat. This is our first enemy we've defeated. And I just gotta say, the combat feels amazing. I cannot wait to explore even further and to actually improving in it. I'm sure you noticed my multiple dodges trying to get the timing right, so that's gonna be a work in progress, and I'm pretty sure and confident that I'll get much better as we progress. There seems to be a lot of ruins here. Perhaps a previous civilization existed in this area, and maybe we'll run into them at some point later in the game. It does appear this is the domain of the paintress that we're on, so I'm sure a lot of mysteries will unravel as we proceed forward. So far the traversal looks very linear, which I do appreciate. I do enjoy open world games, but this type of setting, this type of game, it's much more immersive to have a bit more of a linear path. I'm sure there'll be multiple secrets we can find along the way, but for now this works. I'm happy with it. I can't get over how beautiful this game looks. I find myself just stopping and looking around, just trying to take everything in. The attention to detail is incredible. Alright, this is a little ominous here. There seems to be a lot of expeditioners here who did not make it. I wonder if this is Expedition 30... No, it can't be. Expedition 33 got destroyed at the beach. This is definitely not the beach. This is another expedition that did not make it, unfortunately. This is terrible. Again, going back to Gustave, just considering what he just went through to get here. And now to see this. This is a lot of despair for one person to handle, to be honest. Especially when you started this mission with so much hope. Even I, as the player, I'm beginning to doubt that we'll be successful with this expedition. They might have to make multiple sequels to this game. Maybe by the time we're in Expedition 9, with a group of kids, we'll be able to actually defeat the Paintress. Again, the environment's incredible. And this is definitely not looking good for our hero.
You do that, we both die. Hey. Fucking hell. Wake up, Gustave.
Monet. The others.
I know. We're the only ones left. You don't get to die.
It's just a matter of time before we're already dead. Look around, look.
This is not a foregone conclusion. When one falls, we continue. Get up. We need to find a safer place. There are Nevrons around.
Lucien. I could...
This is not the place. The Lumina converter seems intact. It's about time we test it in real conditions.
Putain.
Chroma is flowing.
Eyes shut. Feel the burn. We did it,
Gustave. Let's see if your invention lives up to its reputation, shall we? It really works. We're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Come on. There might be other survivors at the Indigo Tree.
What a powerful scene. I am so glad that Lune is alive and that Gustave is no longer alone. We actually have company now. And pretty powerful. It seems she has some sort of mage-like powers. I'm assuming it comes from the tattoo she has on her arms. But it is extremely awesome to have her on the team. Now look at this. Look at the piles of bodies in this room. I'm not sure what's happening. It's almost like if the environment itself, it's sucking up the blood somehow into itself. It does seem like the life force from those who are dying is being absorbed by the land itself. Very interesting. Now we saw Gustave use his lamina converter. We've heard about it a couple times, but now we actually get to see it in action. It appears to be able to suck in whatever enemies we defeat into some sort of light source. Perhaps that's what powers our Lumina powers. I still don't quite understand it yet, but I'm sure we will. Now, quick observation, Gustave almost gave up there. He was very close to just pulling that trigger. Thankfully, Lune was there in the nick of time, but as I said before we actually enter this place, he was in a state where all hope was essentially lost. And thankfully, it seems we have a slight spark of hope come back into the story. So let's get out of this cave and continue our quest to defeat the Paintress. I can't get over how beautiful this game is. This is incredible. I just have to stop every now and then, just look around at the environment and just appreciate the work that went into creating it. I'm very impressed with this team. This is not even a AAA title. Can you imagine if they had the resources for a AAA game? It would be out of this world. And it goes to show that creativity cannot be stopped. When there's a good idea and a good team willing to implement that good idea, this is the result. So we found our first flag, and it works very similar to Dark Souls games, in where you're able to reset the game state and heal yourself and reset your enemies as well. Pretty good options for farming if you find a nice spot where you can get some XP, I'm sure. So I'll probably do that when I'm not recording, just to make sure our characters are strong enough to face the challenges that I'm sure we'll be facing in this journey. Okay, so we'll be able to do a first strike. Very similar to Persona. If you ever play Persona 5, this is very similar to that system. We'll try to hit them first so we can get the advantage. I'm assuming that's how this works. Get ready.
An advantage. Well, that will help.
Nice.
Dodge, Gustave. Storms.
Is that a house?
Looks abandoned.
Seems completely out of place. A house in this world.
Interesting.
Odd how everything looks to be upside down. I wonder what's causing that.
The indigo tree is not too far from here. If anyone else made it, they'll regroup there.
Yeah.
So that is our current objective, trying to get to this mysterious indigo tree. Hopefully it won't be too complicated to get there. Though things have not been easy so far for this expedition, so I don't expect it to be very easy. Things seem to be floating. Gravity is all over the place, but look at that. Before we head over there, let's make sure that we check this area to ensure we're collecting all the items we possibly can before we head into that new section of the map. And as always, exploration does pay off. We got a new item here.
This will be useful.
An advantage.
Perfect.
Here we are, huh?
Yeah. The continent. The indigo tree's over there.
It's incredible. That must be the indigo tree over there. Yeah, it has to be. This is incredible. The music itself is otherworldly. I am just impressed with how this game came together. The music, the sounds, the graphics, and the concept. It feels so original. And there she is, a bit closer than before. We'll get there eventually.
An advantage.
Not entirely sure where to go first, but I
Interesting.
think I'll head down this left section, see how far we can get there. I want to make sure I explore first before I advance the story itself. So I'm gonna head away from the indigo tree for now. Okay, we'll head out to this side. I think we cleared the other area.
interesting.
We can use that.
Wow, this is incredible. As I said, there's a lot of life in this continent. It's just not the life we want to be a part of, I guess. It's something that clearly the people of Lumiere have not been connected to, so there's not a lot of knowledge of what exactly is happening in this continent. There is an indication by the old man we saw at the beach that perhaps the gommage does not occur in this continent. And if that's the case, the solution you would think is pretty simple. Just leave Lumiere and come build a city here. There she is. It's such an imposing landscape, knowing that this goddess is just sitting there, waiting for a year to pass before she takes more lives. Okay, we got some new enemy types here. Let's see how well we fare.
Get ready.
Danger!
Okay, it looks like for those flying enemies, we just have to focus on our guns to shoot them down. Unfortunately, we got evidence of more expeditioners who've made it to this spot right here, but unfortunately passed. They couldn't go any further, unfortunately, but here we are, we still go. We're still putting one foot in front of the other. Now, before I go up that rope, let's go check out this area. This looks like a special boss, so let's try our luck and see how well we do. I'm pretty sure this will be a challenge, but we will take it.
Ice! Shatter!
Let me help.
So I'm not ashamed to admit that I died about 4 times in this fight, but in the end we got the victory. Honestly, I need a challenge like that to improve my skills with this combat system. I finally feel like I'm getting the hang of it.
An advantage.
Someone came here before and set up these handholds.
Probably Expedition 69. The Climbers Expedition.
Let us thank them for that.
It's incredible that every year an expedition came here and added a little bit more to help the next expedition. So in a way, they fully knew that they were not going to be successful in a way. I think that consistent drive to help the next generation is so admirable.
Something's wrong with it. Why isn't it attacking us?
Well, it certainly attacked them. An expedition journal. 81. Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
Expedition 81, René. Huge discovery. This is the first Nevron with whom we've been able to communicate. It seems stuck in this cave. Gregoire is, as usual, deeply suspicious, but this could change our entire understanding of Nevrons and the Painters.
Wow, something horrible happened. The recording was abruptly cut off.
They communicated with a Nevron.
The dead here don't disappear like in Lumia. Their chroma stays inside their bodies.
On the beach, some did disappear.
He wasn't a Nevron.
Something about the way Nevrons kill seems to affect our chroma.
Perhaps your friend here can enlighten us. It really does speak.
What do you mean, light?
Did you kill these people?
Painted? By the Painters? If we bring it light, perhaps we can learn more.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.